Warning! This show isn't for the faint of heart. And it sure as hell isn't for the easily offended. We call it like we see it. Whether it's DC clowns bickering over a budget or OPEC plus squeezing Americans at the pump while our own leaders are too busy playing shutdown chicken. If you're looking for a safe space, turn back now. If you're ready for raw takes, sharp banter, and a panel that cuts through the noise, then buckle up. Because this is Data and Dissonance.
Gas prices don't care about your shutdown. While Washington is locked in a staring contest, OPEC Plus just decided to tighten the global spigot, slowing output hikes and putting upward pressure on the price of every gallon we pump here at home. Translation? Your commute, your groceries, even your Amazon deliveries are about to get more expensive. And just when you thought government dysfunction was the only thing draining your wallet, the oil cartel reminds us they've still got their hands on the lever. Tonight, we're asking the question, who's really running the show? The people we elect, or the people who control the energy markets? All right, let's bring in the crew, because this topic hits all of us one way or another. First up, Brian. He's probably already yelling at the gas pump, hat turned backwards, shouting, "Thanks, OPEC. I'll just sell a kidney for diesel." Brian, welcome back to the fire pit. Then there's Rachel, who's always got the numbers and the nuance. She's probably the only one on this panel who knows the difference between Brent Crude and a Brentwood Chardonnay. Rachel, glad you're here to keep us honest. Daniel's next. And if you think he doesn't have a conspiracy board covered in red yarn connecting OPEC princes, DC bureaucrats, and Bilderberg gas station chains, you don't know him well enough. Daniel, give the people what they came for. And finally, Skylar, the one who's going to remind us that behind all the oil and shutdown drama are working families struggling to keep the lights on. She'll tell us it's about healthcare, clean energy, and the bigger fight to stop getting jerked around by markets and lobbyists. Skylar, always a reality check. And me? I'm Artie, 32 years conservative, seen every scam this government and every cartel overseas can pull. Tonight, we're digging into oil markets, OPEC games, and how all this chaos trickles down to our wallets. Let's go. Tonight's show is brought to you by the Caleb Rourke Thriller series. My books that take you deep into the shadow world of espionage, black ops, and AI-driven conspiracies that feel a little too close to home. The Covenant Protocol and the Prophet Directive are out now, and Book 3, Black Echo Rising, is on the way. If you like your fiction with grit, patriotism, and a healthy dose of what if this is already happening, you'll want these on your shelf. And while you're at it, support the show and fuel your day with our Data and Dissonance coffee line. Roasted right here in the USA, from the bright High Lakes light roast, to the smooth Rock Creek medium, to the bold, unapologetic Bitterroot dark roast, there's a blend for every patriot who needs to wake up and fight back. We've also got mugs, tumblers, trucker hats, hoodies, and even socks, because nothing says freedom like drinking American roasted coffee while stepping on liberal tears. Grab it all at our store, support the mission, and show the world what side you stand on. All right, crew, let's chop this up with some pointed questions, because this isn't just a headline. It's a gut punch to wallets everywhere. First question, OPEC slows production, gas prices climb. Is this just the natural cycle of global oil markets? Or is it a deliberate play to flex power on America while DC is stuck in shutdown mode?
Deliberate play, no question. They've done it before, and they'll keep doing it as long as we let them. When we're strong, they cave. When we're weak, like right now with Congress acting like toddlers, they tighten the screws. This isn't some random blip. This is flexing their cartel muscle while Biden-era policies and leftover swamp red tape keep us from unleashing our own energy dominance again.
Brian's ready to send a strongly worded letter to the nearest gas station attendant. Rachel, what do you say? Natural cycle or deliberate flex?
It's both. Oil markets do cycle. Supply, demand, seasonal changes. But OPEC knows timing is everything, and they chose this moment because the US looks unstable. Investors read headlines, not nuance. When Washington shuts down, the perception of weakness is as powerful as the shutdown itself. So yes, they're flexing, but it's strategic flexing tied to our dysfunction.
Strategic flexing. Like Daniel when he adjusts his tinfoil hat before the cameras roll. Daniel, Natural cycle or global playbook?
Oh, it's the playbook, Artie. This isn't just OPEC doing OPEC. It's the entire global system that benefits from scarcity. Energy barons, banking cartels, political elites, they all gain when chaos drives fear. If it were just supply and demand, you'd see gradual bumps. This is timed, this is coordinated, and it's meant to remind us who's in charge.
Daniel, I swear, you make gas prices sound like they're set at the Bohemian Grove barbecue. Skylar, last word on this. Cycle or power play?
Families don't care if it's cycle or conspiracy. They just know it's crushing. But yes, OPEC's using leverage while America's distracted. And what drives me crazy is we still haven't built resilience into our system. If one cartel can shake our economy, we've failed the people. We need leaders focused on independence and sustainability, not fighting each other.
All right, question 2. Higher oil prices don't just hit gas tanks. They ripple into everything. Groceries, shipping, even heating this winter. Who's going to feel it first, and who's going to get hurt the most?
Working class America, plain and simple. The people driving trucks, vans, tractors, they'll feel it first. And when their costs go up, it passes to everyone else. The elites won't notice. They've got company cards. But families living paycheck to paycheck will notice the extra $20 at the pump real fast.
Brian, that $20 is the difference between buying steak or ramen. And sometimes it's the difference between steak or gas. Rachel, who gets hit first?
Small businesses and consumers. Transportation costs rise, which means supply chains pass those increases straight down. Grocery bills climb, delivery fees spike, and winter heating bills hit harder. And because wages aren't keeping up with inflation, the pain spreads fastest among lower and middle-income families.
Daniel, let me guess. You're about to say it's all part of the grand squeeze on the middle class?
Bingo. Because that's exactly what it is. Manufactured crises don't hit the billionaires. They hit the middle and working classes. That's how you break a population. Make them desperate, make them dependent, and make them grateful when you throw crumbs later. Rising oil prices are just one lever of control.
And just like that, Daniel turned the Exxon logo into a Bond villain. Skylar, who feels it first?
The single mom driving to 2 jobs, the retired couple on a fixed income, the rural family heating their home with oil. It's not abstract for them, it's survival. And when policymakers shrug their shoulders, it shows just how disconnected DC is from real life.
Third and final question. What should America do about it? Not in theory. If you had Trump, Congress, and the entire energy sector listening right now, what's the one move you'd demand?
Drill, baby, drill. Restart the projects, open the leases, cut the red tape, and make America energy dominant again. Every barrel we produce here is one less barrel we beg for overseas.
Brian's solution, more rigs than a Bass Pro Shop. Rachel, what's your move?
Stability. Markets hate chaos. If Congress can't keep the government running, nothing else matters. So first, end the shutdown, restore credibility, and then pursue a balanced energy strategy that mixes independence with innovation.
Daniel, let me guess. Your solution involves exposing shadowy elites in a 12-part miniseries?
Close. Shine a light on who profits. Audit the connections between oil prices, political donations, and policy. Break the grip of the elites who thrive on crisis. And yes, produce here at home, but without selling our sovereignty to corporate overlords in the process.
Daniel, I feel like your energy plan comes with its own dark web password. Skylar, you get the last shot. What's your one demand?
Invest in real independence, renewable, resilient, American-built energy, not handouts to green cronies, not endless drilling that ignores climate costs, but a serious transition that frees us from foreign control, because until then, we're hostages to every cartel and every crisis. And
there you have it. 3 answers, 3 directions, 1 messy reality. OPEC moves, America reacts, and we keep paying the tab. But the bigger question is, How long before we stop reacting and start leading again? All right, that's the meat of it. We've broken down the OPEC move, the ripple effects, and what it means for everyday Americans. Now it's time to zoom out a little. Each of you gets a chance to lay it out plain. Your big picture takeaway on oil markets, shutdown politics, and where this all leaves the country. These aren't just headlines. They're choices that shape our future. So let's do what we always do. Final thoughts from the panel, then I'll close it out.
Here's where I land, Artie. America doesn't need to be in this position. We've got oil, gas, coal, and the manpower to power our own country without kissing the rings of OPEC or any foreign cartel. Every time we beg for cheap oil, we hand away leverage. Every time we shut down our government, we show weakness. And weakness invites exactly this kind of squeeze. If Trump's first term taught us anything, it's that strength deters enemies in markets alike. We could be energy dominant again tomorrow if DC had the guts. But until that happens, every family filling their tank is going to feel the cost of cowardice.
What I take away is that markets are rational. They react to instability. OPEC isn't evil, they're opportunistic. That's how the game works. But the US keeps playing the game badly. We lurch from crisis to crisis, from shutdowns to partisan battles, and every time we do, the global markets factor it in. Energy is not a side issue. It is central to economic stability, national security, and everyday life. If we don't start treating it that way, then higher prices won't just be temporary pain. They'll be the new normal. The real test of leadership is whether we can move past short-term fixes and actually build a resilient system.
My final thought is this. Don't underestimate how much of this is manufactured. When you look past the headlines, you see the same players winning. The oil giants, the bankers, the politicians who cash in on green subsidies or petrodollars. Every crisis follows the same rhythm: chaos, fear, profit. OPEC isn't working alone. They're part of a network that thrives on keeping nations dependent and populations desperate. Until we rip the mask off and expose who's pulling the strings, Americans will keep getting squeezed while the elites laugh from their boardrooms. This isn't just about oil. It's about control.
For me, this is about the families who don't have the luxury of debating global oil strategy. It's the mom who has to decide whether to buy groceries or gas, the small town business owner trying to cover delivery costs, the seniors worried about heating bills this winter. The shutdown and OPEC's move only highlight how fragile the system is and how disconnected politicians are from real life. If we're serious about independence, we need to think bigger than partisan sound bites. We need to invest in clean, reliable, American-made energy that puts people first. Because until we do, families will always be the ones footing the bill for someone else's power games.
Here's what sticks with me tonight. When OPEC sneezes, America catches a cold. And that should never be the case for a country with the natural resources, talent, and grit that we have right here at home. Brian's right. We've proven before that we can stand on our own 2 feet and fuel our nation without bowing to foreign princes. Rachel's right. Markets react to what we project. And when Congress acts like a clown show, we project weakness. Daniel's right. There are always shadow players cashing in when chaos hits, and they count on us not connecting the dots. And Skylar's right. While all these big games play out, it's regular folks at the pump, at the checkout line, and at the end of the month who pay the highest price. The truth is simple. Until we demand energy independence backed by leadership with a backbone, we'll keep being pawns in someone else's play. And I don't know about you, but I'm done playing their game. Remember to speak truth. Stir thought. This has been Data and Dissonance, your drive time dose of reality in a world full of spin. If you liked what you heard, share it, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and check out our merch and books to keep us fueled and fighting. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same fire. Until then, stay sharp, stay free, and don't let the noise drown out the truth.